Hi there, it's Kathy Howes with Be Creative with Kathy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I like to do card tutorials here on Facebook Live, and then I upload them to YouTube. So if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're watching me on Facebook Live or even on the replay, again, thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. And as I'm asking for support, if you would either like my Facebook, share, comment on YouTube, if you subscribe and click all the bells and the whistles and all the things, I would totally, like I said, love your support. But so we're going to make this little card right here. This was a shoebox swap that I was supposed to go to, and then Terry had to postpone it due to weather, and then I couldn't go to the shoebox swap. So I did send a bunch to my team for our card swap. My team and I do a card swap every month. But as you can see, I have a few packets left over, so I thought I would share with you how I made my card. Now, at a shoebox swap, why it's called a shoebox swap is you're supposed to put all the supplies that you use into a shoebox and take it, and then everybody else, you make each other's cards. And so it has to be a quick, simple card, because if you're making 12 cards, you know, in a half hour, you don't want to be there all day making cards. So I have already, me and my brother Scan and Cut, have done most of the fussy cutting or the cutting to prepare for the card, so it shouldn't take too long, especially if I quit talking and let's get going. So this is the Planted Paradise. This is the stamps that I'm going to use. This is a reversible stamp set, so you can take these stamps and stamp the detailed side and then turn them over, and then you can stamp the other side and you'd get like the fill-in or like the two-step. Now today, because I'm trying to save time from the shoebox swap, I'm not going to do the reverse stamping, but I want to make sure that you knew that was an option with this stamp set. You can find this stamp set in the new mini catalog, January through April. I don't know where it's at in here, but it's somewhere in here. It was a gift to me from Onstage, so it was not something I would normally buy, but now that I've played with it, it does make really cute cards. Okay, let's go ahead and I'll stop talking. Let's get started. Let's talk about our pieces and parts of our packet, and I'm even going to stamp on my envelope today, so I'm going to have that handy right here. And I have a piece of, let's see if I can, copper clay. Now this is in color. This is just a card base 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to just fold it in there now while I have it handy, so it's smaller on my screen here. There we go. Okay, and then I have another piece of copper clay, and still have a cough, copper clay. And I'll be honest with you, we're back. I hope you didn't lose anything. Anyway, I'll give you the measurements on my new blog, and I'll talk about that at the end if you're looking for measurements for my cards, so you can go find them. Then I have a piece of an envelope. Now, does this look, I wanted a piece of designer series paper that had copper clay in it. Went through all my stash, couldn't find anything that I liked, and then it dawned on me that I have these in color treat bags. Look here. So I took the copper clay one, this one is wild wheat, and I just cut it down to the size to fit my card front. Now on some of them, they have that seam down the back. So some of my cards actually had a seam on there, but by the time you add all the layers, let's see if this is one of them. Nope, figures the two I have here, neither one of them do have the seam. But by the time you get all those layers on there, you didn't even see the seam, and it still turned out really nice. So really you could get two layers or two cards out of one bag of those treat bags. Okay, and then on my basic white here again, I wished I would have measured. Oh, I have a measure right here on my new glass mat. Hang on a second. So my basic white, it looks like it is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So then my copper clay is just 1/8 of an inch bigger than that. But there again, I'll have the link, and you can go to my gallery on my new blog and see all the measurements there. Okay, so we're going to stamp on those basic white pieces, and then like I said, I have my envelope here. I'm going to stamp on there too. Along with this stamp set, because you notice the Planted Paradise doesn't have any words in it, I'm going to use this So Sincere stamp set, Sue. This Happy Birthday here, and the Hope Your Day is a Happy One. I'm going to use that. And I have them mounted here on a big block. Like I said, I was trying to make it easy for the shoebox swap. So I have some Pebbled Path ink here. This is a new in color too, and I'm gonna just ink that up like this. I'm gonna bring in a scratch paper. Let me practice one time. Nope, looks good. I should have just stuck it on my card. In fact, I'm gonna lay it this way and ink up this way. Now, if you have stamps that are these long, narrow stamps like this, when I put this stamp next to that one, you don't rock it like you do. Sometimes with those long, skinny stamps, sometimes you'll rock it and you'll get the edge with some ink. This way, when you set it down, because you have both stamps on there, it made this one a lot easier to stamp and a lot less error. So looky there, just like that. Alrighty, pretty good. I'm gonna hang on to my Pebbled Path. We'll need that again. Let's bring in the next color. That's that copper clay. We're gonna stamp that big pot. And darn it, I didn't have any of my stamps on block, so you'll have to be patient with me. I'm gonna use this great big block because, believe it or not, these stamps are bigger than they look on the front. So I'm gonna bring in this great big pot here, and I'm gonna get it on my block. And on this one here, some of that copper clay ink, I'm gonna just ink it up good. And then toward the bottom, try to get it straight here. I should warn you too, I was playing with my paper pumpkin, my January paper pumpkin, trying to get that one all done, and I cannot cut straight, layer straight, or stamp straight today. So let's see what happens. But here toward the bottom, I'm gonna stamp that clay pot. Now, it doesn't matter if this one's perfect because we're gonna cover that up with one that's already fussy cut out, but I wanna make sure I have a placement where I could put my plants. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that on my cardstock too. Okay, oh, and while I have that copper clay out, I'm gonna take here another block. Whoops, clank on the glass there. And this little pot here looks like this. Get that stamp set so you can see this little pot here. And I'm gonna ink that up good. This is gonna go on the inside of our card right here. And really, where is my foam mat? I should have my foam mat here, but I think on the glass you get a better image, so I'm not going to worry about the foam mat today. There we go. And then I'm going to put one of those little pots right here on the front of my envelope, out of the way down here in the corner where the postman won't be unhappy with me, and stamp that down there. There we go. And I'm going to try to get it again because there we go, a little better. Okay, now we're done with that copper clay. Let's bring in our next colors. Well, really, now it's time to stamp all the plants and stuff. And I was trying to decide what colors I was going to use, and then it dawned on me that at On Stage this year, which is like Stampin' Up's convention, they gave us this Color Buddies chart. Now, if you don't have a Color Buddies chart and you want one, just leave me a comment with your email or message me with your email, and I will send you a Color Buddy chart because I think everybody needs one. But I decided I'm going to use this Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, and Garden Green because now I know those three colors go together. They're bright and vibrant, so it looks like I watered my plants because sometimes, well, we won't even go there. So I'm going to use those three colors right there. Okay, I'm going to start with Granny Apple Green. Let me get a block here, and we're going to use, now since it was a shoebox swap again, I'm going to use more of the solid images in my stamp set, so I'm going to use this great big leaf here. I'm going to just put that on a block, start with that one, and that Granny Apple Green. And toward the edge of my pot here, I'm going to just stamp. And like I said, I don't care what my pot looks like because we're going to put a layer over the top like this. So I'm going to stamp into my pot, but just a little bit, and look like that plant is in there. And I hope that makes sense, but you'll see when I'm, and look, talk about I'm not going to use the reversible. I put the wrong side on my stamp. So let me turn that, let me wash that really quick. Oh, that was good. That's priceless. But look how nice that looks. We're going to fix that real quick. Let me turn my stamp over so it's got the right side down, and now I'll get the detailed side. Oh, brother, is it Monday? Must be. And now I have a hair on my stamp. Let's see if where'd my scratch paper go? If I got that off. Yes, I did. Okay, let's try again. So I'm going to just leave that one as is. It's going to just look like that. I'm going to stamp another one. It's pretty dark there too. And then you know what I think I'm going to do is I'll put the veins of the leaf in that nice dark stamp. So you did see the reversible part of the stamp set. It's a little bit darker than I wanted, but I think when we put everything else together, it's going to look just fine. So let's go on to our next color. I'm going to put this not too far away because we're going to use Granny Apple Green again, but I'm going to bring in some of that garden green. A couple more stamps, which are these, I don't know, to me these remind me of a cactus. I'm not very good at plant names and types, but I'm going to put these, making sure this time I get the detailed side of my block, or of my stamp, up so that it stamps the way I want to on my cardstock. And like I said, I'm going to use that garden green, and I'm going to just take one of them. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, all the cards that I've made so far, none of them have been even close to the same. And this is just the background, so I'm not going to worry too much about having it, you know, perfect, or yeah, perfect, I guess is the good word. I can't do two things at once. So there we go. So now we have two of our plants. We're going to put the garden green away. We're all done with that color. And now we're going to bring in that lemon lime twist. And the last solid leaf looks like this. I'm going to make sure I get it put the right way. So the detailed side is what I stamp with. Bring in another block. Whoops, stuck to my glass mat here. Okay, ink that up. I'm going to test it on paper just to make sure, yeah, that I got it right. And then I'm going to fill in the middle of my pot here with just a few of these. Maybe one more stamped off. Let's stamp this one off and put it up here in the center. So now our pot looks pretty full, but there's one more leaf that I want to put on there. So I'm going to bring back in that Granny Apple Green. And I want that long, slender leaf that looks like this on there too. So let me get another block here. And get that long leaf like this one. And then I'm going to ink that up in that Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to stamp it one time with the big end, or the, to me it has, so to me really I'm going to say I'm going to stamp it upside down. I'm going to stamp so that little end is at the bottom. But this is going to give my plants lots of character. And then I'm going to just stamp in here like this. So now my pot is pretty full. My plants are nice and green and healthy. So let's go ahead and finish. Oh, one more we need to stamp. So I'm going to take this set of 3 leaves right here. And that in that, oops, almost forgot, garden green ink. Ink that up good. I made sure I just re-inked my garden green, so I'm going to get a nice vibrant color here. And once again, just for safe, I'm going to practice once on my scratch paper here. Yep, look pretty good. And I'm going to stamp this on my envelope in the little pot right here. Hopefully not get my head in the camera. And then in advance, I've already, and I must not have it here though, I've already stamped and fussy cut some of those little leaves. Now, my brother Scan and Cut wouldn't cut this leaf because it has those white lines in it. Unless you did the 2-step stamping, then it would cut them out. But I just sat in front of the TV one time and cut all those out for the participants that were coming to the shoebox swap. And then I did take this little leaf here and this one that's a little bit bigger, so those 2, and I had my brother Scan and Cut a bunch of those out. So that, like I said, that the shoebox swap wouldn't take forever. It's already said and done. And if a brother Scan and Cut would do the work, we might as well let him. I almost forgot to stamp the inside of my card. I'm going to make the inside of my card look just like the envelope. That, I'm going to let that ink sink in because that's a nice solid stamp. And there we go. Look how pretty that is. Alrighty, I also had my brother Scan and cut out that extra little pot that we need. Make sure there's only one. Yep, there's just one there. But on here now, we need to put this rope, whoops, not in this camera, Kathy, this rope or chain right here that's holding our pot up. So with those 2 stamps, I'm going to get out this little tiny ring right here, and I'm going to get this that I kind of think it looks like a chain, but maybe it's a rope. I have my itty bitty block here. We're going to just stick that on there, and then that chain here, I'm going to put that, I think, on a big block like this. In fact, I'm going to lay it on my cardstock so that I know it's straight. Sometimes when I put it on my block with my hands, it doesn't come straight. It kind of misconform it or make it crooked. So now in that same pebbled path, I'm going to kind of just guess, because really we're going to kind of cover stuff up. The card's really busy with all the other pieces and parts, and I don't think I've ever put my chain perfect, and yet it worked out every time. So I'm going to just take that little circle there, ink it up like I said in that pebbled path, and then at the top of this longest leaf here, I'm going to just kind of stamp that circle. And I tried to get it in the center. I didn't do very good either. Hold on, let me get my head in the camera and see if I can't. Yeah, there we go. That's better. I could have lined it up and tried to find the center. I'm not that kind of stamper. I'm a fast, let's just go get her done kind of thing. So then with this one now, I'm going to line up this corner of the pot with this side of the ring, and I'm going to stamp that down. Like I said, if it gets on the pot, I don't care. I'd rather it be lined up with the ring at the top. So it looks something like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And now, if I got it pretty straight, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now we need to put the one that's hanging. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it this way. I'm going to stamp it right here. Hope you can see that. Try to get the center and it's straight. I told you, man, I warned you, I am not having a stamp day. All right, good enough. But see now how it's hanging. And then, no, I didn't get ink on my glass mat. So it looks like that. Now we're all done with the stamping. So let's just go ahead and assemble our card. I'm going to set all these pieces apart. So I'm going to bring in that card base. I'm going to go ahead and layer that piece of bag that I've cut up. And how come my tape, I had a full tape and this one's almost gone. Oh well, we'll see if we'll make him last. We'll have to, excuse me, but you notice how much better my cough is. I'm almost 100% back to healthy Kathy again. I'm so excited, it's not even funny. There we go. We'll lay that down. We have the inside all done. Let's go ahead and just slap that on the inside. And I just ran out of tape. We'll have to use the plus. There we go. Because I had another one. I bet you, well, like I said, it's not my day. I can't do anything straight. Can't find what I'm looking for. I'm just going to keep plugging along. And that other tape will work, or other adhesive will work just fine. There's the inside and the front. So let's go ahead and layer this piece onto the, and this is an itty bitty border. So I'm going to lay it once on the wrong side so I can see about what the border is before I turn it over. Okay, now I can see what kind of border I want on there. Let's see if I can get that one straight. Nope. Well, pretty close. And you know what? I'm gonna just, it's not straight at all. Do you ever have days like that to where nothing's straight, everything's just a little crooked? But then again, I've never had anybody complain when they've gotten their birthday card that, hey, Kathy, my card was crooked, so I think I'll be okay. That one's really bad. All right, we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. I like to put 5. I like to put 4 in the corner, and then I like to put 1 in the center so that this, I always call it the tummy, doesn't sag. We're going to put that, get those backs off, and put that on the front of our card. And you can use the lines in that bag or that designer series paper, whatever you want to call this layer here, to make sure that you got it straight. So yay, I got one thing straight today. Alrighty, now it's time to put all of our other little pieces and parts on there. I'm going to take my dimensionals and I'm going to just put it right here on the pot. Maybe. And then layer this pot right over that one. And then this covers all those little imperfections and anything that you didn't like. Looky there how cute that is. Then a couple dimensionals on the back of these two. And I'm going to just barely tuck these under my pot here. Now this, if your chain doesn't line up or something like that, or your hanger, whatever it's called, this would be a good time you can disguise that with these little leaves here. There we go. Looks something like that. And then last, I'm going to use some liquid glue to put these little things hanging over the side. And a little bit goes a long way with the liquid glue, but maybe we put a little here. And it just dawned on me, look, when I made this card, I totally forgot to put those on there. I'm going to have to finish that card. And there you go. Looky there. Let me put some more on here too. I have lots of these cut. I'm going to take one of those little ones and another one of those big ones and finish this card. I think I was in a hurry and didn't quite get that one done. Or it could be because this one has a smudge and I didn't think it was worthy to get done. But maybe I can find something to cover up that smudge. In fact, in the stamp set, they have this really cute little butterfly right here. Maybe I'll just stamp a little. In fact, I'm going to just do it right now. Ha! You guys might have to watch me fussy cut a little bit. Let me grab a little piece of scrap white. And what color butterfly should we put on there? I'm thinking a light purple, so maybe some fresh freesia, a little cute fresh freesia butterfly. Let me take this ring off of this block. Put that butterfly on there. This is a good way. This is paper crafting. You can always fix little mistakes like this. Look how cute that's going to be. So real quick, let me grab my scissors here and fussy cut. I promise it won't take long. So as I'm cutting out my little butterfly, I will let you know that right now during it's Stampin' Up's big time of the year called Celebration, there's always stamp sets and designer series paper and gems that you can get for free. It's kind of like you get rewards for your orders. So depending on how much you order, depends on how much you get for free. You should have gotten in the mail. Let me see now I'm drawing out my catalog that looks like this. None of this is for sale in this catalog. This is all the rewards for ordering. So if you order, make sure you pay attention to the celebration rewards. Another thing they have is a join special, and the join special this year is either $30 additional product in your starter kit, or you can get this glass mat that I'm working on behind here for free, and it's a $60 value. So the starter kit is $99. That's what it costs. You get $125 worth of product in your starter kit. Those two additional things, either the $30 or the glass mat, and all the business supplies you would need. So if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Or if you're interested in joining, please let your demonstrator know. I'm sure he or she will be tickled pink. Okay, let's find a mini dimensional here. And I'm going to just put a little mini dimensional on the back of that cute little butterfly. And then I'm going to stick him right over the smudge, because look how cute that little thing is right there. No more smudge. Now he's worthy. Alrighty, I think that's all I have for you today. I thought I mentioned I would do something at the end of the video. I always forget. If you have any questions, let me know. Ooh, I know what I want to talk to you about. So I'm going to redo my email for my classes and such, because I'm going to drop my blog. I'm not a good blogger anyway, and I'm going to go to the gallery. So when you see the link, it'll be to my gallery. If you want to continue to receive my emails, please let me know and watch your email, because I'll send out an email from my blog so you know where to go. And probably the end of February will be the last of my Be Creative with Kathy Wix blog, and I'll start my These Are My Stamps blog. All right, enough talking. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you back here next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.